Hello, and welcome to the Spring 2024 Book Buzz with the Bookies. I'm Erica O'Rourke, one of the readers' advisors at the library, and I'm so excited to share our most anticipated titles of the season with you. Spring is all about fresh air, fresh starts, and fresh perspectives, and the books we're talking about today definitely fit the bill. From a bold retelling of a classic American story to a charming graphic novel to new books by renowned authors and dazzling debuts, there's something for everyone this season. So let's get started. I am so excited to share with you two books I'm particularly looking forward to this spring. The first is The Cemetery of Untold Stories by master storyteller Julia Alvarez. It's an examination of family, truth, and creativity laced with magical realism. Alma Cruz is a celebrated author who, when she inherits a plot of land in the Dominican Republic, decides to build a cemetery for all the manuscripts she couldn't quite get to work. The ones she never finished, the ones that didn't quite gel, the characters she couldn't find a proper story for. She buries the actual manuscript pages, and she thinks this will be the end of it, but her characters have a different idea. Instead, they tell their stories to Philomena, the local woman who Alma has hired as the groundskeeper. She provides a sympathetic ear as the characters, particularly Bienvenida, the wife of a dictator, and Martin, Alma's recently deceased father, tell her about their lives and their struggles, revealing unexpected connections between all the characters, Philomena and Alma included. This is a book about the power of stories, how they can give meaning to someone's life, how they can connect people, how we decide whose stories are worth telling, and who they truly belong to. Like anything Julia Alvarez writes, I expect this to be a lyrical, emotional, character-driven book, perfect for fans of Isabel Allende and Alice Hoffman. It's out on April 2nd. I love a good food story, and my second book, Ishi Robinson's Sweetness in the Skin, promises to be both delicious and meaningful, a genuine feast. It's the story of Pumpkin, a 13-year-old girl growing up in a poor neighborhood in Kingston, Jamaica. She's being raised by her grandmother and her aunt, who works at the French embassy. Both of her parents are alive, but they vacillate between neglectful and abusive. When Pumpkin's grandmother dies and her aunt moves to France, her aunt promises to bring Pumpkin with her, as long as she can pass a French language exam. The problem is, the tutoring and the exam fees are exorbitant. To pay for it, Pumpkin begins a secret baking business, hiding her earnings from her mother. But when the truth about the business comes out and achieving her Paris dream feels impossible, Pumpkin begins to question whose dream it really is and what she really wants. Pumpkin looks to be a fantastic, endearing character, funny and plucky and clever, and this is a true coming-of-age story. The setting and the food have been described as immersive and mouth-watering, but what really has me excited is that these very appealing aspects of the story are paired with a meaningful exploration of family dynamics, class and colorism, and ambition and friendship. I can't wait to watch Pumpkin forge her own path. If you enjoyed Black Cake by Charmaine Wilkerson or Abidare's Girl with the Louding Voice, this is the book for you, and it arrives on April 23rd.
Hi there, I'm Mary Thompson, and I'm new to the Popular Services team here at Cook Library. There are lots of great books coming out this spring, and there are two in particular I'd like to tell you about. First is A Short Walk Through a Wide World by Douglas Westerbeek. Westerbeek is a first-time novelist and a librarian who's crafted a truly unique tale about a young girl who finds a wooden puzzle ball on the way home from school in 1880s Paris. Shortly thereafter, she contracts a mysterious malady and realizes that she must keep moving or perish. Along the way, Aubrey has many adventures and encounters in fantastic worlds. I've heard that a cavernous underground library is a highlight. This book has already garnered several starred reviews from major publications like Kirkus, Publishers Weekly, and Library Journal. A Short Walk Through a Wide World is available for holds and will be out in early April. Next up is Long Island by Colm Tóibín. Cook readers are familiar with Irish writer Tóibín from his novels Nora Webster and Brooklyn, which was made into an Oscar-nominated film. He's been shortlisted for the Booker Prize several times, and his latest novel, Long Island, is a much-anticipated sequel to Brooklyn. Ellis Lacey returns as a middle-aged woman confronting the reality of her choices early in life. Her marriage is not what she wished for, and she longs to be back in the embrace of her family and her homeland. Through his best-known heroine, Tóibín asks if we can ever reclaim that sense of belonging and safety once we've grown. Long Island will be available the first week of May.
Hi, I'm Amy Becker-Perez, the Book Club Associate at Cook Park Memorial Library, and I am so excited for so many books coming out this spring, but I will only tell you about 2 of them. The first book is Real Americans by Rachel Khong, and it tells the story of a Chinese-American family set in 3 parts. The first part starts by following college student Lily in New York City in 1999 as she meets tall, blonde, blue-eyed Matthew. This first section of the book tells us about how they meet and fall in love, get married, and have a son by the end. It's a little bit of a romance story. The second part of the story is set in 2021 in Washington State, and it's narrated by that son, Nick, who is now 15. He lives with his now single mother and her mother, May. He would like to find his father, who he looks like, and learn why he is no longer part of his life. The third section of the story is narrated in 2030 by May, Lily's now elderly mother, as she looks back on her life in China during the Cultural Revolution and then her first years in the United States. All 3 sections of the book deal with the questions of how and why we turn out the way that we do. They explore science and the social constructs of race and class. And apparently, from what I've read, there is a science fiction element that appears during May's section that explains some other parts of the book. I am intrigued because this book seems to meld some of my favorite genres of book: family saga, romance, and a little bit of science fiction that deals with how we develop. The Washington Post suggests that if you liked Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabriel Zevin, you will enjoy Real Americans. It will be released April 30th. The second book I'm going to tell you about, you may want to stop what you're doing, pull up your Cook account, and get ready to place that hold right now. It is going to be a big deal. This book is called James by Percival Everett. If you are a Mark Twain fan or a Huckleberry Finn fan or neither, but like me, you love alternate reimaginings of classic books, James is the book for you. While you do not have to have read Huckleberry Finn to enjoy this book, James is the story of Huckleberry Finn's slave companion throughout Mark Twain's novel. Only it's rewritten from Jim's, or as he prefers, James' point of view. Many of the same things that happen throughout Huckleberry Finn happen here. But it's not Huck's story. It is James's, told after he has discovered that he was about to be sold down the river, and so separated from his wife and his daughter. He escapes from slavery so that he can formulate a plan of how to stay together with his family. After he escapes, he runs into Huck Finn, and their adventures together begin. Throughout the book, apparently, we get to see how these different adventures that we read Mark Twain write through Huck's point of view, we see them through James's point of view. Although this book has similar plot points, it's not the same story. It is rather a liberation narrative, and it brilliantly illuminates the way people resist dehumanization in big and small ways. I cannot wait to read it when it releases on March 19th. If you liked Barbara Kingsolver's Demon Copperhead, another book with a classic nod, and if you liked Mark Twain, of course, you will enjoy this one. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Marianne Charles, one of the Reader's Advisors at Cook Memorial Public Library, and I'm excited to talk to you about Xochitl Gonzalez's new book, Anita Demonte Laughs Last. First, here's a little bit of context. Gonzalez uses the real-life death of Cuban-American artist Ana Mendieta. Mendieta was either pushed, shoved, fell to her death. We follow two storylines. We follow Anita Demonte, who is a Cuban-American artist married to white sculptor husband, and Raquel Toro, a Puerto Rican-American art history student at Brown University. We follow Anita's story as she goes up and down in the art world, her tumultuous marriage to white sculptor husband Jack, and all the ups and downs. Anita eventually, like Anna, falls to her death. I'm not going to reveal anything here. Raquel Toro is climbing her way in the art history department at Brown University, wins a coveted Rhode Island School of Design over the quote-unquote art history girls, rich, upper-crust white women. We follow Raquel as she meets an upper-crust white man who becomes her boyfriend. We see Raquel sublimating her hopes and dreams to follow Nick's hopes and dreams, changing her dress, her appearance to more reflect and mirror his hopes and dreams. We see how their stories, Anita's and Raquel's, kind of mirror each other. Nothing's really changed. Gonzalez is genius at showing us the microaggressions, but also teaching us about art and history. It's an amazing book. Good mystery, great story, really gripping. You love the characters and simultaneously hate them. So I can't more highly recommend.
Hello, my name is Hannah, and allow me to introduce to you one of the most anticipated romances of the season, Old Flames and New Fortunes by Sarah Hochul. A steamy second chance romance with a slice of magic, we're introduced to floral witch Romina Tempest, who leaps at the chance to talk shop with a potential financier in Moonville, Ohio, by fake dating her colleague Trevor in order to be a +1 at this possible financier's wedding. There's one small snag though. Trevor's soon-to-be brother-in-law just so happens to be Alex King, the boy who broke Romina's heart 11 years ago. We're promised witty banter, forced proximity, cozy rom-com vibes, and more in this book. And hopefully it will delight fans of In Charm's Way and Witch of Wild Things. Old Flames and New Fortunes is set to come out April 2nd, so get your holds in now.
Hi everyone, my name is Leah. I'm the new high school librarian here at Cook Memorial Public Library. I'm really excited to be here on my first time at the Book Bus to tell you about two of my most anticipated reads of spring 2024. There were so many to choose from. There are so many good books coming out this spring, but I narrowed it down to two. First, coming out on March 5th, we've got this very sweet fantasy graphic novel that's going to be really great for fans of Travis Baldry's Legends and Lattes and Suzanne Walker's Mooncakes. The Baker and the Bard by Fern Haught is a cozy fantasy adventure that's set in a sort of Dungeons and Dragons-esque world in which two friends have to set out on a journey to collect some magical mushrooms so they can complete a difficult baking request. Along the way, they are going to come across some magical mysteries, including befriending and defending a small fae and their furry friends. I'm an avid cook myself, so I'm looking forward to all the really beautiful recipe illustrations that I've heard about from early reviews. Next, I'm looking forward to Song of the Six Realms by Judy I. Lin, which is releasing this April 23rd. I know you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but the artist who designed this one really blew it out of the park. This is one of the most gorgeous covers I've seen among the next next spring's releases, and there's a lot of really pretty covers. The summary promises an intricate story that'll match the beauty of the cover art. We will follow the indentured musician Jay, who accepts the offer of a mysterious duke to serve as his court musician so she can be freed from her indenture. But then she'll learn he's no ordinary noble, and is in fact the Duke of Dreams. And Jay's last memories might be the key to saving all 6 celestial realms from the brink of ruin. I've already really enjoyed Lynn's previous work, Magic Steeped in Poison, and its super unique tea-based magic system, so I'm really excited to see what she's got for us this time.
Thanks for joining us today. We'd love to hear what you're reading, so stop by the information desk at either Cook Park or Aspen Drive Library and let us know. And if you want a personalized list of recommendations, use the link in the notes to get titles selected especially for you. Thanks again, and happy reading.